All right, let's talk about moving to Colombia. Today, we're going to break down one of the biggest and honestly most surprising challenges that pretty much everyone faces when they dream of starting a new life there.
So you're thinking about the hardest part, right? Is it the visa, the logistics of getting all your stuff there? You'd think so, but nope. The real challenge, the one that blindsides almost everybody, is this hidden hurdle that nobody really warns you about.
That's right, finding a place to live. It's crazy, isn't it? The one thing that should be simple is actually this giant maze with a totally different rule book. So okay, let's figure out how to get through it together.
First things first, we're going to start with the very first decision you have to make. And this one really sets the stage for your whole search. We're talking about where you stay when you first get there for that initial scouting trip. Okay, so what does everyone think of first? You go straight for an Airbnb, right? You want to live like a local. That seems so logical, so easy. But here's the thing. In this specific situation, it's a huge strategic mistake. It's a trap that can completely wreck the flexibility you absolutely need on a trip like this. I mean, just think about it for a second. The whole point of a scouting trip is to explore, right? To be free. But with an Airbnb, you're usually prepaid and it's non-refundable. So what happens when you find out the shower only has, tepid water? Or worse, you find the perfect neighborhood on the other side of the city. You're stuck. A hotel, on the other hand? Well, that gives you total freedom. You can check out whenever and chase that new lead.
Okay, so you're there. You've made the smart choice. You're in a hotel. Now you're ready to find a long-term place. So you do what you do back home. You start calling up real estate agencies. And bam, you hit a brick wall. A massive one.
And I'm not exaggerating here. Rental agencies are a total dead end for foreigners. The whole system is just, it's built for locals. It's not that they don't like you. It's just that their business model has these barriers that are basically impossible for a newcomer to get around.
The number one roadblock is this thing called a fiador. So what is it? Get this. It's a local Colombian citizen who owns property who has to legally co-sign your lease. They are on the hook, financially, for your rent and any damages if you just disappear. Now ask yourself, as a brand new expat, who do you know that's going to take on that kind of insane financial risk for you? Yeah, nobody. It's just not going to happen.
So let's put it all together. You have no Colombian credit history. You definitely don't have a fiador. To a rental agency, you're just a big flashing red light that says, risk. They're not even going to show your application to the property owner. It's a complete non-starter. So if the agencies are a dead end, what on earth are you supposed to do?
Right. So if you can't use an agency, how do you find a home? Well, this is where you have to completely change your thinking. You have to get away from the keyboard and stop scrolling through websites. It's time for a real-world, on-the-ground adventure.
And this quote just nails it. In Colombia, this stuff happens in person. Your success isn't going to come from some app. It's going to come from literally being there, pounding the pavement, and actually talking to people. Okay, so the method really comes down to a few key strategies. First, you got to just walk around the neighborhoods you like. Look for those "se arrienda" for rent signs and call the number right then and there. Second, and this is a huge insider tip, talk to the porteros, the doormen or security guards in the buildings. These guys know everything. They are the real gatekeepers. And of course, just tell everyone you meet that you're looking. Word of mouth is so powerful. All right, so you've done it. You've pounded the pavement, you've talked to people, and you found a great place directly with the owner. Now for the next big challenge. How do you convince them to rent to you? You're a foreigner. You have no local credit, no local references, and definitely no fiador. Okay, first rule. Throw out everything you think you know about renting an apartment. Your perfect credit score from back home, your glowing reference letters, they mean almost nothing here. You have to understand, from the owner's perspective, you're a bit of a mystery, and they're, understandably nervous. It's cash. Yep, cold, hard cash. Offering to pay 6 or even better, 12 months of rent all up front is your ultimate superpower. It completely erases the owner's risk. Instantly, you go from being a risk to being the perfect tenant.
So here's the winning formula. Step 1, present yourself well, be professional. Step 2, make that incredible cash offer. And step 3, this is crucial, hire a local lawyer to handle the lease. This shows you're serious, it protects you, it protects them, and it builds a massive amount of trust. It seals the deal.
Okay, we've covered the practical stuff, but there's one last hurdle. And this one's all in your head. It's a mental roadblock that stops so many would-be expats right in their tracks. It's that feeling
That need to have every single detail perfectly planned and confirmed from your home country. You want that apartment lease signed and in your hand before you even book the flight. But as we've just seen, that simply doesn't work with the local reality in Colombia. It's literally impossible.
And that brings us to the most important point. You can't find all the answers online. You just can't. The only way to get the clarity you're looking for is to go. You have to let go of that need for total certainty, book the flight, and just get there. The answers are found on the ground through direct experience.
And you know, what's really amazing is that this whole process, as frustrating as it might sound, is actually your first big cultural lesson. It's not just an obstacle you have to get over. It's your official welcome to a completely different and, I'd argue, richer way of living.
Think about the trade-off here. You give up the convenience of online applications and instant answers. But what do you get in return? You learn patience. You become more flexible. And most importantly, you make real human connections. You tap into that famous joie de vivre, that joy of living that everyone talks about.
So in the end, you're trading efficiency for connection. And isn't that kind of the whole point? Isn't that a big part of why you wanted to move in the first place? What starts as a frustrating challenge actually gives you exactly what you were looking for. It's the first step in a much bigger and way more rewarding journey.